Welcome back to Whispers Beyond Archives. Quick question. Have you ever seen the movie Nope? You know, the one where what's in the sky isn't just a UFO, but something alive? If you've seen it, drop a comment. Did it freak you out? Or did you think, maybe, just maybe, this could actually happen? Well, here's where it gets interesting. For decades, strange reports have surfaced, stories of massive, unknown life forms hiding in the clouds. Some people call them atmospheric beasts, sky jellyfish, cloud serpents, electric feeders, creatures that drift silently above us, unseen, but maybe not entirely unreal. Tonight, we're opening the archives to take a closer look at this bizarre phenomenon. Let's get into it. There is a world, just beyond the one you know. A place where truth and legend blur, where forgotten stories breathe in the shadows, and impossible things are whispered, when no one is listening. Some say these tales are fiction. Others have lived them. Every corner of this earth holds secrets, buried beneath cities, etched in ancient walls, floating between radio signals, and hidden in plain sight. Tonight, we open the door. We step beyond the veil. Welcome to Whispers Beyond Archives. When we think of unexplored places, we usually imagine deep oceans, dark caves, or distant planets. But what if one of the most mysterious places is directly above your head? Right now, as you listen to this, there's an entire part of our world we rarely consider. The upper atmosphere. Thousands of feet above sea level, beyond the reach of helicopters, higher than birds can fly. There's a vast, invisible ocean of air. And it might not be empty. Some scientists call it the aerial biosphere. A place filled with strange microbes, floating seeds, and tiny lifeforms drifting on wind currents. But there are whispers of something much larger. Creatures. Massive organisms moving through the sky, hiding in plain sight, mistaken for clouds or weather phenomena. Beings that exist in the atmosphere itself. Living, breathing entities, so different from anything we know, we don't even recognize them as life. They're not spaceships. They're not aliens from another planet. They're ours. Born on Earth, evolved to live in the skies, silently watching us from above. These aren't just stories from conspiracy theorists. Pilots, scientists, and military officials have reported encounters with sky creatures for over a century. In 1896, long before airplanes existed, newspapers in California described living airships flying over San Francisco Bay. Witnesses claimed the objects changed shape mid-flight, stretching and contracting like animals in motion. In 1959, Captain Derek Heaton of the Royal Air Force reported seeing what he called a pulsating sky organism over the Atlantic Ocean. He said it resembled a giant manta ray, moving against the wind at 40,000 feet. In 1985, astronauts aboard the Space Shuttle Discovery documented large, translucent shapes drifting below their orbit. NASA dismissed them as ice particles. But some crew members insisted these things were alive. Even today, commercial pilots occasionally report encounters with cloud anomalies, strange formations that shimmer, shift, and seem to respond to observation. And then there's the missing plane cases. Some believe certain disappearances aren't just mechanical failures. They're interactions with something unknown. Could this actually be real? Surprisingly, some scientists think so. Biologists already accept that life can exist in extreme environments. Deep-sea creatures survive without sunlight. Microbes live inside radioactive rocks. So why not life adapted to the sky? In 1975, Dr. Greville Wynne published papers proposing the sky zoo hypothesis. He believed the atmosphere could support massive, balloon-like lifeforms, feeding on airborne plankton or even solar energy. Imagine creatures the size of skyscrapers with gas-filled sacs to control altitude, drifting for hundreds of years without ever touching the ground. Some researchers suggest they might use camouflage, mimicking clouds or atmospheric phenomena to hide from human eyes. Others theorize they could be bioelectrical in nature, absorbing static from storms or tapping into the Earth's magnetic field. In 2022, a study from MIT confirmed that Earth's atmosphere contains more living biomass than previously thought, including unknown genetic material. Are these hints of larger, undiscovered life? Based on collected reports, the sky creatures seem to fall into different categories. 1. The sky jellyfish. These are described as enormous, translucent forms, resembling giant jellyfish with slow, waving tendrils. They've been spotted during storms, sometimes glowing faintly, like bioluminescent sea creatures. Some witnesses say they produce flashes of light, perhaps as communication. 2. The cloud serpents. Long, ribbon-like creatures twisting through the sky. They look like smoke at first, but move with purpose, often against the wind. Ancient folklore from multiple cultures mentions sky snakes, or dragons in the clouds. Could those myths be based on real sightings? 3. The stratosphere shadows. Dark, shifting forms that block out stars and moonlight. Sometimes mistaken for stealth aircraft, but with no heat signature or radar return. These are the most terrifying, because they appear silently, then vanish. Some believe they're predators. 4. The electric feeders. Creatures that appear during thunderstorms, feeding off lightning energy. Reports describe massive things hovering near electrical storms, absorbing bolts of lightning without harm. In 2019, satellite footage from the ISS captured strange formations during a lightning event over the Atlantic. Some researchers speculate they were sky lifeforms, caught on film, briefly. Let's talk about the cases no one wants to mention. In 1994, a Japanese cargo plane disappeared over the Philippine Sea. The last transmission from the cockpit was, "There's something huge above us, it's blocking the stars." No wreckage was ever found. In 2007, a hot air balloon expedition over South America reported shadowy masses moving below the balloon, far too large to be clouds. One of the crew, a veteran pilot named Luis Ortega, claimed, "They weren't objects. They were alive. We floated past them, and they watched us." And in 2016, an Alaskan bush pilot recorded strange footage on his cockpit camera, giant, semi-transparent shapes moving just under the cloud layer. The video leaked online but was quickly removed. Was it a hoax? Or was it something the public isn't ready to see? So, what are we supposed to believe? Is the sky home to creatures beyond our imagination? Some scientists think so. They argue that humanity's arrogance has blinded us. We assume we've mapped the Earth, but the sky? We've barely scratched the surface. If these beings exist, they might have been here long before us. Watching silently, drifting with the winds, feeding off energy or microscopic life. Maybe they don't care about us. Maybe they don't even notice us. Or, maybe they're curious. Maybe, sometimes, they come closer. To investigate, to feed, or to remind us that we are not alone. So next time you look up at the clouds, ask yourself, are you seeing the sky? Or are you seeing something alive? Something enormous. Something waiting. What you've heard tonight may never appear in history books. But stories have a way of surviving, passed in whispers, carved in symbols, buried beneath layers of silence. Was it myth? Or something more, waiting to be remembered? Here at Whispers Beyond, we don't claim to hold the truth. We only ask the questions most are too afraid to ask. If this story stirred something in you, if it made you wonder what else lies just outside the edge of reason, then don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with someone curious. Because the unknown is always closer than it seems. And we'll be here, listening to the next Whisper Beyond Archives.